Hello, everyone. So this should be for my lab classes, first, fourth, and seventh period. If you are cohort A, you are watching. If you are cohort, I can't talk. If you are cohort 1, you should be watching this today, Tuesday, October 20th. If you are cohort B, you will be watching this on Wednesday, October 21st. So make sure you're in the right place. So today's lesson is going to be really exciting. Drum roll, please. Actually, let me share my screen real quick, but continue the drum roll as long as you can. So before we get into the lesson, so there's the title slide. Today's warm-up. So I am wanting y'all to correct this sentence. There's a few things that are wrong with this sentence, and I want you to correct them. So I'm going to give y'all a second. If you look to, how's this gonna look to y'all? This side? This side? I don't know. To this side, probably. You're gonna see something pop up that says to correct the sentence. So look at my screen and use the side to write the correct sentence. So now that you have finished that, so those corrections that needed to be made, a lot of this, as you can see, actually all of it is capitalization. So when you look at the first part of the sentence, yesterday needs to be capitalized. That Y is the very, this is the very first word in the sentence, and the first word in a sentence always needs to be capitalized. So the Y would be capitalized. Then Brian and I, so Brian's a name, it's a proper noun, so Brian would need to be capitalized, that B. And then I is always, if you're just saying like I went to the store, or Brian and I, that I is always capitalized when it stands by itself. Always, always, always. And then the last thing that needs to be capitalized is college and College Station, because College Station is a city. And so we always need to capitalize those cities. So there we go. 4 different things that need to be capitalized. That was it. That was how you corrected the sentence. So if you haven't figured it out by now, today we will be talking about capitalization. And so there are a couple rules. There are 8 that I found, but we're not going to go over 8 rules. We're only going to go over 5. And I hope these are the ones that are going to show up most in like STAR or in your writing. And I hope that tomorrow when I see y'all, that you, when you're writing your stories, take that time to go back over and make sure everything is capitalized correctly. So rule number 1, so how this is going to work is that after every rule, I'm going to give you a chance to write your own sentence using this rule. So there will be a pause after each rule, on the side, this side, I don't know. You'll see a place where you can write your own sentence based on the rule. So rule number 1, capitalize the first word of a sentence. So it does not matter what the first word of a sentence is, it will always be capitalized. So if it's a name, so Carlos loves his dog. Or just saying, when I was 6, I had chicken pox. Where did I put that book? My favorite food is mashed potatoes. As you see in every sentence, that first word, that first letter is capitalized. So now I will give you a second to come up with your own sentence. Now, let us move on to rule number 2. So rule number 2 is capitalizing names and other proper nouns. So a proper noun is just something, it's proper. So proper nouns are just names, names of like people, names of places, names like brand names like Nike or like Adidas, countries, in this case, there's countries. So in the sentences, have you been to Jenny's house? Jenny's a person, so she needs to be capitalized. I want to visit France and Germany. France and Germany are countries. They're proper names, proper nouns. So France and Germany would be capitalized. And then let's go to McDonald's for lunch. McDonald's is a place, so you would capitalize McDonald's. Now I will give you a second to write your own sentence. All right, let us move on to rule number 3. So capitalize the first word of a quote. And we've been over quotes before, especially with comma rules. But anytime you say a quote, so sentence technically. So when you're starting a sentence, you have to capitalize that first word. And so this example, so maybe you should do your homework, said Ms. Chavez. So you notice that first letter, the first word of that quote is capitalized. And then Billy answered, "No way, shut up, Ms. Chavez." So as you can see, the in no, that's the first word of the sentence, is capitalized. So please be sure to capitalize those. Now I'll give you a second to make your own quote. But remember, capitalize the first letter in the quote. All right, rule number 4, we're already almost done. Pretty quick. Rule number 4, capitalize days, months, and holidays. So I use practically every example. My birthday is on February 5th. You know, February is the month, capitalize it. Doesn't matter what month, it's always capitalized. Days, so on Saturday, I was visiting my grandma. So the days of the week, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they are always capitalized as well. And then holidays, so next weekend is Halloween. You notice that Halloween is capitalized. Christmas, Father's Day, Thanksgiving, Labor Day, you know, Kwanzaa, those are always going to be capitalized. Now, I will give you a second to write a sentence using a day, month, or holiday. Remember to capitalize it. All right, and now we're right at the end. Rule number 5, capitalize most words and titles. So titles can be titles of books, titles of movies, titles of TV shows, titles of albums, musical albums. So my examples here, my favorite movie is Avengers Endgame. You'll notice Avengers Endgame is all titled. Twilight is the greatest book to ever be written. So Twilight is the title of the book, so you need to capitalize it. And then I know some of y'all already heard that I love The Weeknd, but I love The Weeknd's album, After Hours, so you would capitalize that. Now, there are some cases where you'll have like a really long title. I didn't put this, I'm sorry. Only certain words will be capitalized. So if I were to say the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, now the big words, the important words are the ones that are going to be capitalized. So Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, those words are going to be capitalized. But and the, so Snow White and the, and in the do not need to be capitalized. So it would be Snow White is capitalized, and the is not capitalized, and then Seven Dwarfs is capitalized. Only those proper nouns or words will be capitalized in a title. That's usually how it is most of the time. Unless and or the is the first word in that title, then it will be capitalized. It's probably a little confusing, but now I'm going to give you a chance to write a sentence using using a title, but making sure it is capitalized. I don't care if it's movie, book, TV show, musical album, whatever you wish. Just make a sentence. All right, and I believe that's it. That's actually pretty quick. Hold on, let me double check. All right, so this starting here, we'll actually be doing this at school. So you're done. That was the video. Please make sure you've answered all those questions. I don't think you can actually continue watching the video until you have answered those questions, but make sure you've done that. If you have any questions about capitalization or how to capitalize certain words, or if you need to capitalize certain words, please email me. We will do a little bit of practice, just a tiny bit of practice tomorrow in class, but I'm gonna give you the majority of your time to work on your stories and make sure, I'll mention this tomorrow, so let's not worry about that today. But that is the lesson. So if you have any questions or need help, or need more explanation over capitalizations, please get to me, let me know. And I will see you. I think that's all I have to mention. The attendance link is going to be in Schoology. I'll post it in Schoology for all y'all watching this and working from home. Yeah, that's it. So I will see you if you come to school, I'll see you tomorrow. And if not, just look out for just a tiny little video about what you're going to be doing tomorrow. All right. Oh, let me stop sharing real quick. Okay, there we go. All right. Bye, y'all.